Back and bigger than ever. It's the Unofficial 40 from SoonerScoop.com. Now, here's the entire SoonerScoop crew. Carrie, Josh, Eddie, and
George.
All right, welcome back. It is another edition of the Unofficial 40 podcast right here on SoonerScoop.com podcast from historic Campus Corner near the campus of the University of Oklahoma. And yes, we're back, the Unofficial 40. I know there are a lot of questions since we broadcast last week about what happens to the podcast, what happens to the YouTubes, because we made a big announcement that Parker Thune was joining SoonerScoop. That has been done. It has been. I'm not really a guy that, like Josh. I don't know about you, but I'm not like. I guess I kind of know about you. I'm not like a guy that just can't wait to like reveal something. So it was, maybe I was in my younger days, but it wasn't like a hard thing for me to just hold back from not teasing things a whole lot. And I don't know how you felt about it. If you wanted to kind of like, was there a point where you wanted to jump out there and like at least tease something, like something big was happening?
100%. I think it's the recruiting side of me. Like I love to tease that something's coming and something's about to happen. Maybe it's having kids. I don't know what it is, but like I definitely am I'm kind of a jerk of like I know something you don't know. Like I fall victim to that a lot.
Big surprise Disney trip reveals to the girls? Have you done that over the years?
No, we really haven't. Like because I think it's just because like when we know we're going to Disney, Tiffany goes into like a mode of like 6 months of like planning. Like she puts a lot of energy into it. There's literally no way she could hide it because she's got like a notebook, like mapping out what we're going to do each day and like, listening to like Disney podcasts for advice on like, this is what we did in October. Maybe you should try that. Like it's crazy stuff.
I think George also knows like any kind of information that is like out there that, I think it kind of happened like with your wedding registry where you felt like I was just being annoying and almost ruining everything because I didn't want to shop off the registry and I wanted to get you a different record player. And
I don't know how that applies.
Well, like when I know something that's going on, I kind of play with my food a little bit. Like
and I still don't understand why. I mean, that's the whole point of a registry. Just buy something on there. We also gave the option, which, by the way, the thing that you bought was awesome. It's maybe the best thing we got.
You still use it?
Oh, yeah, the knives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we use them every day.
I know what people like. By the way, did you see, are any of you fascinated, or did you like Anthony Bourdain?
My wife does, I think.
Did you see that, like, he has a biopic coming out? It looks awesome.
No, but he's very well known.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good.
I'd always been a fan anyway. I saw that this morning when I was getting around, and I was like very intrigued. Anyway, I know I'm way off topic. As far as the Parker stuff and the Unofficial 40, for now, things are just going to be like it. I mean, you guys know that have been longtime listeners. We try to integrate people on it. I mean, we've got 3 microphones here in the studio. It really doesn't make sense to have 5 people on a show. I mean, Parker's going to be a part of a lot of different things that we do. The recruiting report that we're recording today is going to be one of the biggest things that you're going to see different, and I think you're going to see that different not because we don't feel like George and Eddie are a great pair on that. It's just Parker brings something that nobody else here in the offices brings, which is incredible recruiting expertise. A guy that goes out and sees people on a regular basis, has great contacts and great relationships, and I think the more you listen to the recruiting report with Josh and Parker, it's going to give you not information you're not already getting on SoonerScoop.com, but a better background on some of the things that are going on with recruiting. And Josh, you feel free to speak to that.
No, absolutely. Because I mean, there's, and as I talk to Parker more and more, I get a feel for, okay, like these are things he's going to know better than I do. Like last week we talked about Case Alexander.
It's not the more you talk, it's the more you two nerd out on the group chat about recruiting, and the rest of us are just like, you guys go at it.
Yeah, we probably need to do more of that, just he and I, so you guys don't have to suffer through some of that. But there's no question. I mean, last week he went to see Case Alexander, and certainly I can talk about where I felt like Case Alexander was, but he just went to see him. Like that's just an opportunity that I have. And the flip side's true. Like I'm going to go see Kelder Ben tomorrow, who's talking about taking some visits elsewhere and doing some other stuff. So like it just gives us more opportunity to have real firsthand information. And again, that's what I've always, and I've tried to explain to people because obviously there's a lot out there like, I can't believe Scoop and Parker Thune are together. I've always talked about how much I like that Parker gets out on the road. Parker goes and sees guys. Like I respect that because I don't think you can do this job sitting from your couch and talking about. Like I just don't believe in that.
Well, and I mean, to be fair, Josh, you were probably the first person in this industry, in this area, that made that a priority, which is going out. Like, people didn't do that. I don't think people understand that 20 years ago, people weren't going to high school practices and, watching kids and talking to them and talking to their coaches. It was more of a, hey, coach, who are you recruiting? And then it would be like, this is who OU really wants, and he's a great player. Like, there was no background, no like, well, I went to see this kid, and I don't know if his arm is as good as they some people are saying.
Well, and it obviously also was very is very isolated information. Like, yeah, OU thinks they're doing great with all these guys. Like, okay, like I go talk to the kid, and they're like, I mean, yeah, I like Oklahoma, but I can carry the best one I can remember. Is I remember a reporter, and we'll leave his name out of there, but was like, OU's leading for this guy. And I go to talk to the kid, and literally 3 times in the interview, he calls Oklahoma State. I'm like, I don't think he's that serious about Oklahoma, guys. Like, I don't think this is happening when he doesn't know what program he's talking about. So, like, it's stuff like that you need to be there. And I know that seems simple, and that's obviously kind of a glaring example, but there's always stuff like this where – you just pick up, and when you talk to these guys, like, oh, that didn't sound right. Like, Carrie, talking about, like, early days of us doing video and stuff, do you remember me coming over and doing those, like, Steve Williams videos from Dallas Skyline years and years ago? And everybody's like, oh, Steve Williams is going to Oklahoma. He's not going to pick Cal. And I remember talking to Steve that night, and it was like, Steve's going to Cal. Like, I can tell in the way he's saying stuff. It's just there's no doubt about it. So, again, you can do a lot of good things, but a lot of you're going to have better depth of your information if you're going out and seeing people. And for us to now have 2 guys doing that, I think that just makes us better.
Yeah, and it's something you and I have talked about for years. I mean, getting somebody else in full-time recruiting. So it just happened to be a situation where, we approached Parker, and he was interested, and we continued to talk and put it all together. And so now we're here, and recruiting is going to be better than it's ever been at SoonerScoop. It's going to be better, I think, than it's ever been at any website that covers Oklahoma. So, that's our focus right out of the gate is, giving you more and more recruiting information, giving you, and it's not just from the coaches, it's from the front office, it's from, the high school coaches. It's like right now, Josh, I mean, I'm sure you guys are going to talk about this on the recruiting report, but you see some new 2027 offers going out. Like, kind of, you see these, you have a personnel department, and they're kind of, kicking over some rocks and finding some things.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and that's what's exciting. Like, it's so easy to feel like with Oklahoma having 21 commitments that things are kind of done, or, the class is mostly decided and just about who's going to fill out the remaining spots between, maybe 10, 12 guys. I would expect between now and signing day, there's going to be at least 15 or 20 more offers go out to different people. So there's still a lot of volatility, and there's guys within this class that probably won't end up signing with Oklahoma. So there's still a lot of storylines that are worth following. And like I said, to have 2 people that can do that and 2 people that can go cover stuff, I think that just it's just better for our reader. Like I had some people that are like, well, what is this going to mean to what Josh is doing? I'm not changing anything. I'm still doing the same stuff I've always done. It's just now I've got someone that can help me with this stuff that I don't. There's, Carrie, this, like, there's not a lot that bothers me, but when I miss something, like, and I'm just blatantly wrong, it drives me nuts. Like, I don't like that. So, like, having someone else to bounce stuff off, just it makes me better. Forget just the site.
Well, it's like what we do here in the Scoop offices every day. I mean, we all have, you hear about things that are happening. The more sources you have to check into things, the better, and it makes you more accurate, makes you, faster, makes you more thorough in your reporting. So it's only going to help elevate our recruiting to, what George has helped create on the team side of things with not just, breaking news, but news, information surrounding events that gives more depth. And if you wonder, people have said it all the time, well, I can get news on Twitter. Why should I subscribe to you? Because if you're here, you're getting the people that are breaking the news. You're also getting every angle about why that happened or how that happened. And you're able to talk to us 24/7 basically about, what happens next. So, what we're trying to build is the best, media company covering Oklahoma that has ever been. And, I think back to, all the days, I was thinking about this today, like, kind of where would I rank George in beat writers since I've been doing this, and he's up there. I mean, he's, I was trying to go
among the worst or the best.
Up there on the best.
Oh,
like, I'm thinking when I started, I mean, it was like back in the day, probably names that people don't even remember. But you think about George Schroeder, what a great beat writer he was. You think about Bob's brother-in-law. I mean, Jake Trotter did a really good job and moved on to ESPN and still with ESPN. Jason Kersey, good friend of the program, as people know, over the years. I mean, and George, to me, is right up there with anybody that's been a beat writer at Oklahoma and surpassing a lot of those guys in a lot of ways. So
I appreciate that, Kerry. And I think, too, like, adding Parker just shows you how big SoonerScoop's getting. Like, and you and I were talking about this yesterday, Kerry, but since in the 3 years that I've been here, like when I first got here, we just finished this studio, which was a big reason why I came here. Mm-hmm. And now you look over and like you just finished up the new studio, and it's compared to this, it's like unbelievable. And to add somebody like Parker, who, I've known Parker since our days in college. We had classes together, and there's always been kind of a friendly rivalry that I'm sure Josh can relate to with Parker as well in terms of on the recruiting trail. But I mean, he's been a known voice on the beat for some time now, including when I was gone in Denver. And I just think that it makes your subscription to SoonerScoop that much more worth it. Or the recruiting report, which I won't be on anymore, which
it's not like you're being kicked off.
Yeah,
like,
I was
are you
like
getting emotional, George? It sounds like you're.
I mean, I've been saying for like 2 years that I've been on that show, I don't need to be on this show. It can just be Eddie and Josh, because I just asked Josh, like, well, who else is competing for this guy? So to have somebody on there in Parker that can also bring way more knowledge than I could. A lot
of background.
Yeah, just like insight on different players. And like, I know he's been already out to go see a bunch of guys here in the state. I think that's super helpful too. So I think it just overall makes the SoonerScoop brand that much more valuable.
I know we were sitting in the office the other day, Josh, and Parker was like looking at his computer and he looked frustrated. I was like, what's going on? He's like, I want to look at Josh's state rankings, but he's still editing it. And I was like, well, you can just tell Josh, like, you want to look at it. He'll let you. It's not a big deal.
I was thinking about this the other day, Kerry. I've got to switch more of my stuff from like Excel spreadsheets to like Google Sheets so that like I can share it more readily with him. Like all the data stuff I've got and the stuff that I keep on my computer, like I need to keep him, like I need to make sure that's all accessible, anything he wants to look at. So
you mean so
absolutely.
Kerry investing in Google Workspace accounts is actually going to pay off, unlike George, who won't even check his email from SoonerScoop.
I mean, I don't ever get any emails.
You were getting along so well, and then we had to start with this.
I do need to check that email though, but
no, but and here's the other thing too. I mean, Eddie, like, we're not gonna infringe on your and George territory on YouTube. What you guys have been doing, you're gonna keep doing. It's very popular. A lot of people watch it. I mean, Parker will kind of find his niche, as we go along. We were talking today. I mean, you two have been doing the Around the Corner. I've been producing those. I think it'd be good if Parker and I did just kind of a take questions from subscribers on the board, because I know a lot of people probably want to know, like, when did this start? What was your first interaction? Like, was it who reached out to who first? So those are things that we can talk about, and I think people would be interested in listening to just like right off the bat, something that we can add to what we already do on YouTube.
Yeah, I think it just overall, and it kind of echoes what all three of you have already said, that adding Parker, I think at the end of the day, when we all sat down and kind of discussed it, or even at the preliminary stages of even talking to him, it came down to, does this make us better? And I think we all four emphatically said yes, and all five, including Bob. So I'm excited about it. It's a journey to get here that I didn't know if we would ever, ultimately get to this point. But
I think it's fair to say, like, there were a lot of discussions about, should we do this? Do we want to do this?
Yeah.
Like, does he fit in with what we do? And I, there was a lot of back and forth with me going back to Parker and saying, I kind of question, how this fits and judging by things in the past and, what we know of you as competitors, like, does this really work? And we all sat down and had heart-to-hearts with each other about, and it changed throughout the process. I think some people were against it, and then other people, as we kept talking about it, realized that this was the best thing for SoonerScoop. And when you get more people and you grow and you get bigger, you have different personalities, and certainly, it's my job to kind of manage all that stuff. And if someone has an issue, they'll come to me and I'll deal with it. And that just happens. It's not one person. I mean, we don't have like one bitcher in the office. I mean, everybody has an issue with this or that every once in a while. So, but you get bigger and it's a different dynamic. But you have to realize you're all on the same team. You're all, fighting for the same goal, which is to be the best at what you can do. And I think we're all on board with that.
Yeah, and I think that, from a recruiting standpoint, I just kind of echo what Josh already said. Having two guys dedicated to the beat, we're going to offer the best recruiting coverage that any site in the country, I think, will be able to. I truly believe that, and I think that it kind of came to, fruition even before the announcement was the hire was announced with Samuel Nelson's commitment the night of the actual announcement that Parker was joining the staff at midnight. He has Samuel Nelson on the horn within 5 minutes of committing, and we have a story ready to roll. And that that's going to take some stuff off Josh's plate and just Parker's relationship with some of the high school kids already. I think we've kind of seen it already come to fruition. Going out to Norman North High School yesterday, it was fun to kind of get out there with him and not be on opposite sides of the field like maybe we had in the past. And I think just breaking down the wall from what was something of a Cold War, it's been relatively, I think, very comfortable for everybody involved, and look forward to years beyond this upcoming year of offering the best coverage that anybody possibly can for OU fans.
And I think, we were concerned about, what the message boards would be like, and, you start integrating. And let me say this too.
Can I say a little soft? You all are a little soft. I thought it'd be a lot worse
than
it was.
Don't do that.
Truly though, I think that kind of, in a way though, more seriously, I think that kind of just proves the point of everybody outside of the SoonerScoop offices knows that at the end of the day, we're here to provide content, and we're here to provide, very good elite college coverage. And I think that everybody knows that we're going to be able to do that more so than we already did.
Yeah, and I think people that have questions, and when you type in certain addresses and everything goes to SoonerScoop, they wonder what happened. Essentially, when On3 acquired Rivals, they acquired all their websites, and us as the Oklahoma website, we had an exclusive contract with On3 to be the only Oklahoma website. So. We left Rivals to join On3, and then OU Insider it taken over what we'd left behind, and they were just kind of caught up in the fact that Rivals was acquired, and Josh, you and I both had talked about that. Like, that was our biggest fear. It's like, how do we sit at Rivals and be acquired by somebody else that's ahead of the game, and while Rivals is falling behind? We didn't want to be in that position, and I looked at all the options out there. 24/7 was great. Great people over there. On3 was just ended up being where we chose to go. So what happened?
Black Sports Online, we looked at that as well.
Well, and so much about what we liked at 24/7 is now with us at On3.
Yeah, so. Sure. That is a fact.
Yeah, but basically what happened was, we can be the only website on on 3 that covers Oklahoma. And, knowing that Parker, wasn't going to have a home, I felt like for all the OU Insider subscribers and maybe those who started to tune into our YouTube channel or always have, we wanted to, have someone that you were familiar with, that you weren't just coming into a new situation where, everybody at SoonerScoop on the message boards would gang up on you and, treat you like a second-class citizen. And I think I've been really impressed by a lot of the OU Insider people that, they have been able to kind of fight back a little bit against some of the shitheads that are, around. And I say that lovingly. But some of you guys, you're hard to deal with, and some of you guys are just doing this to get a rise out of people because it's fun. I mean, I get it. If I wasn't running this place, I'd probably be a troll on an OU message board just to try and get a rise out of people. So I kind of get it, but I think in the end, just give us a chance. It's going to get better and better as we go along. We're always thinking about how to be better, and Parker makes us better. The new studios will make us better. And then we'll go from there. But, really happy with the way things worked out. I think it's too important to point this out. Like, Parker, he gave up his share of owning OU Insider to join us. And I think that's, for anybody that has a problem with Parker or thinks, this or that about him, he wanted to be here. And he felt like this was his home. And he said it before. He had better offers even to go out there where people didn't have a presence in this space, in the Oklahoma space, that were desperate to sign him and threw a bunch of money at him. And he said, no, I want to go to SoonerScoop because that's the best place and the best place for me. So I think you have to appreciate that part of him. And I think the only other thing we need to do is see what his vision is, Eddie. Maybe we could get him some better eyesight.
Yeah, we could do that. We could set him up with a easy, free consultation with my good friends at Enjoy Vision. Life looks different at every age, Sooner fans. Whether you're aboard a boomer or a little Sooner, Enjoy Vision provides personalized vision correction for every generation with $1,000 off LASIK, Evo, ICL, and lens replacement. Now's the time to get your eyes ready for the season, no matter what season of life you're in. Schedule your free consultation and join Gen C at enjoyvision.com. That is the letter NJOY, vision.com. Enjoy Vision. This is where SoonerScoop gets a fresh perspective.
I heard from my guy Gabe Eichert last night. John Mateer was at the Thunder game, and he was thinking about being cool guy and not wearing the T-shirt, but he had to be told, like, hey, you don't want to be the guy not wearing the T-shirt. He put the T-shirt on, and I think that just shows that he's ready for a championship run, just like Oklahoma is with John Mateer. And if you want to gear up for your own type of run to better health, feeling better, maybe dropping some weight, boosting some energy, you can do that through Cody Drug. They've got you covered. They offer multiple custom compounded peptide-based weight loss options, including popular GLP-1 medications and performance-focused peptides that help you recover faster, burn fat, and stay sharp. Also, don't forget, if you have a med spa or a longevity clinic here in the state of Oklahoma, they love to team up with you to deliver high-quality peptides quickly, safely, and with top-tier service. So while Mateer and the Sooners chase the title just like the Thunder, let's chase those resolutions together. Chase that feeling better, having more energy, all of that stuff. Visit CodyDrugRx.com to learn more and see how you can get started. Also, go check them out on Instagram at CodyDrugRx. Cody Drug, personalized medicine built for champions. Okay, so by the way, Thunder didn't exactly light it up last night, but still won by 18.
That's a good problem to be in when you're saying, hey, they might have played their C-plus game and won by 18, kind of ran away with it in the fourth quarter. Good night. Good night to be in Oklahoma City. Good time right now to be an Oklahoma City Thunder fan.
Enjoyed Mike Tirico on the call last night.
Always enjoyed Mike Tirico.
The audio, though, was bad.
What was wrong with it?
The crowd noise being
They just
like
totally
way
muted
back.
the crowd noise.
Yeah.
It sounded so quiet on
notice.
TV. Yeah.
Yeah, people were commenting about that this morning. But there's also the other, that crowd is so loud. I think NBC kind of came in like scared that they would like overtake the broadcast. So they're just.
Is that the first Thunder playoff game NBC's done this year? Or they did the NBC SN in Phoenix. Is that right?
Yes.
But I don't know if
think
they did.
so.
I don't remember.
I don't remember what game 4 was on.
I believe Doris Burke and ESPN did. the first 2 games.
That is
that's
correct.
right.
That
Yeah.
is correct.
So that
She
is-
was there the night I was there.
And I think the 2 games in Phoenix were NBC SN or whatever.
Yeah, I really don't remember. I think NBC and
Wow, you and Doris were together, Eddie, huh? Interesting. You and Doris were there together. That's interesting.
yeah, we had sex.
I think she's single now.
Doris.
Josh did
I don't
not
know.
expect that.
I think Doris. I'm not going to guess. We wish Doris the
No,
best.
she's married with children.
Oh,
Or
we
she
wish-
was.
we wish
I
her
think
the
she's
best.
divorced.
We wish her the best.
I kind of
not
thought that
not
too.
the biggest Doris Burke fan in the entire world, though. No.
I don't think you're going to find many people in Oklahoma that.
And I had to be there. I had to be there to support the team.
All right. So yeah, we're excited about the Thunder. Looking forward to it moving forward. We do have it's a busy day today. I mean, we've got the podcast, we've got the recruiting report, and then we have what is the return of the Sooner Caravan tonight at the Jones Assembly, which means you probably will not get this podcast until later on tonight, maybe not even until the morning. But we're going up there. It's very strange. We're paying our own way to go. There's no media. There's no interviews. But we wanted to be there. Jim Nagy will speak. Roger Denny will speak. Brent Venables and is Porter and Jenny speaking?
I'm going to be
tonight?
honest. I haven't looked at anything. My expectations for this evening are very, very low.
Ginny and Porter are both speaking as
Okay.
well. Yep.
So it's an
everybody's
hour and
speaking?
a half event. They're going to be in Tulsa tomorrow night. Too.
You need to read for someone who doesn't read emails. This guy, you got to read the emails. They've sent out so many emails about the Caravan.
I'm good. I'll be there, but I'm good on knowing what. I kind of want to be surprised. I want to be surprised by the program.
I got you a ticket. Are you going to try and sneak in just to prove that you are Jones royalty?
I will not be going through the front door.
So I don't need to get you your ticket
Yeah.
that I paid for.
And as the hours go on, let's see if we get to the Jones tonight. Cubs are on a heater. I got to support.
Third place right now, right?
They're in first place.
Well, third place in the playoff standings, right?
In the Major League Baseball?
Yeah.
They have the third best record,
Third
is what
best
you mean?
yeah.
Yeah, I think so, by a game. I think the Braves have the best
They're
record.
right there with the Braves and Dodgers.
Yeah,
right?
Braves,
Yeah.
Dodgers.
They've won 13 in a row at home, 7 in a row overall, and 17 of the last 20.
That explains your,
Almost the same thing in Houston. Pretty much just the same story.
George,
Bad
that
news
explains
for
why
Carlos
he's been
Correa.
so pleasant lately, I think.
Yeah.
He has been nice in the office lately.
Yeah. I don't think that I could avoid the way that the Chicago Cubs play baseball affects my mood daily. That's a fact.
That
Go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say that's relatable. Arsenal is in the Champions League final, and Tiffany comes home yesterday. They won yesterday to go in.
They're in.
She's like, "You're in an outstanding mood," and I was like, "Yeah, I am. I wish it wasn't that case, but it is."
George, let me ask you, what would you like to hear addressed most tonight?
Oh, you going to build a
Whether it's
ballroom?
Denny or Nagy or Venables or whoever.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, we just talked to Brent 2 weeks ago after the spring game. So I don't know. I am curious, the stuff about the stadium project. I wonder if there's a Q&A part with the fans, if that gets brought up with Roger Denny and how he addresses that.
And the thing about the stadium thing is it's not the bring me your poor, you're tired, you're huddled masses that are upset about
Yeah,
this.
we don't want the poors.
It's Sooner Club people that are not happy about this too.
Some Sooner Club people.
People. Well, not this. Maybe the people that are getting displaced for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
You're paying a lot of money to sit in those seats if they do go through with this, and they're basically telling you yeah, you don't have those seats anymore.
And that's what I'm curious if there's I think there is some sort of Q&A session tonight.
Are you going to ask a question? You should try to see if you can ask a question.
They will not give me the mic.
That would be funny. I'm going to try to get a question in.
You paid your $35 just like everybody else. Or at least I paid.
But I am curious, what questions would Denny get? Does some fan be like, when's Porter Moser going to make the tournament? Something like that.
Next year when they have 87 teams.
Yeah.
And they have Yak and Gak.
But I don't think there's going to be anything come out of tonight that's oh, wow, that's just shocking news.
No.
I don't think Brent Venables is going to be giving injury updates tonight at the Caravan.
That would be really funny if the night that he doesn't talk to the media, it's
What if I
here's
got
all
my question and I say, hey, how are the guy? How is
Kind of sounds like he's going to have to maybe answer a question about his own injury status.
Yeah, we need to find out about the neck. I mean,
If you don't know, so Brent was out at the track state championships over the weekend wearing a neck brace. And we think that he had surgery some type.
I saw him. I mean, he posted a picture. Josh, you probably saw it of he and his daughter from
On
the track meet.
on Facebook,
and he was wearing
Which the sub note here is Brent Venables is active on Facebook, which I think is just kind of funny.
I didn't know
Like
that
there are some elements of Brent that's like a normal dad out there.
but I had no idea we were friends. Like it was strange. Like I was like,
he
oh,
friend
I'm
requested me like a year ago or two.
Okay, so he's an active user of Facebook. But no, I mean, I did check into that. He had neck surgery. I don't know, how long it's been an issue or what happened exactly. I mean, I imagine it's probably one of those things like over time something just got worse and worse. I mean, the guy is a workout freak. So who knows how it could have happened, but he is wearing a neck brace, and he has been for weeks now. I mean, ever since, I think basically after the spring game is when he got it.
Yeah.
That's what the timeline is that people have told me. So, yeah, you would think he's going to have to address it in a room full of people if he's wearing the neck brace.
Yeah. And maybe it's off by now. Who knows?
Yeah.
I have no idea. But I had multiple people send me that picture at the...
kind of has like a, without context, it has a little, what's his name vibe to it. The Arkansas coach.
Petrino,
yeah. Like but he's not like beat up and red.
Okay, if that's the first most surprising picture you've gotten in the last week, is the second most Kip Lewis, Owen Heineke, and John Mateer on the Chainsmokers stage.
Couldn't be more
Was
prouder.
that the Pike House?
Yeah, the Pike House. Couldn't be more proud
Looked
of
awesome.
The student body, the fraternities and sororities that were in attendance on last Saturday. That looked to be an awesome send-off for a bunch of seniors.
Were you having some FOMO?
Yeah. And shout out to the fellas that left me a wristband. I could not make it over there. I don't think that I would have got over to the OU baseball game on Saturday night had I attended the Chainsmokers concert, but that looked like an outrageous time.
We'll have to ask intern Elle next time she's in the office how it
Was she there?
She was there, yeah.
Hell yeah. It looked awesome. Yeah, and I had a serious amount of FOMO.
What is other than the Halsey song, what change? I mean, they did a Coldplay song, I think, but when's the last time
am I crazy to think the Chainsmokers should be bigger than playing at fraternities?
I mean,
They've
well,
been around
remember,
for-
they were the ones at the NCAA tournament where they kicked the media out for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, I think they kind of hit their
think
peak
if-
10 years ago or so.
Yeah.
So, I think that
They're not
that's kind
turning
of their
down-
culture, right?
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
sure
know.
they're not turning down six-figure, concerts.
Yeah. What, they're paying them six figures?
I mean, I bet they paid $100,000. I mean, yeah, I bet they paid him
We got
$100,000.
Pookie and Lucci to come do a concert back in the day, and I think all we had to pay him was like a couple $1,000s and supply him with weed.
I think when I was in college, Rick Ross did something maybe.
Rick Ross, shout out.
I remember they did the school put on like a Flow Rida concert.
Probably not would have
Well, they had-
attended that.
I did not. I
they
did,
had
I did not attend that.
what and Shay or whatever earlier this year or last year.
the country music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. I think any like on-campus party usually hits pretty hard nowadays, especially now that we've gotten kind of away from the territory when I was in school. Like my freshman year was the first year of dry campus, and they were pretty hardcore about it. And I think since then they've kind of laxed everything back a little bit.
All I could think about when I saw some of those photos and videos of those guys up there was, man, I hope Judge Balkman doesn't see this. Is that what was part of the I'm just joking, or maybe it should have been, hey, if you guys don't give me this extra year, I can't be going to these parties.
Yeah, I can't stay for the Chainsmokers
You're
concert.
taking it's irreparable harm. I don't get
That
to
was
go
cool.
to the concerts. And
very,
party.
very, often or not often, I guess, do we get to see some of these guys kind of like in the college life, and you kind of remember like, oh yeah, you still do go out and have a good time even during an off season.
I remember we had.
Do you find that acceptable?
I think it's encouraged, and in fact, I would double down and say that they need to get back to having a couple of rests during the off season. Not big ones, but it's kind of like when Small's mom in Sandlot tells him to go outside and get dirty. It's like, don't be a loser. Don't sit inside on a Rector set all day.
I think there's
That's
probably.
go
Go ahead, Josh.
I was gonna say was beautiful. That is a perfect reference. The girls wore Squint's Palladora shirts to school earlier this week. They watched Sandlot for the first
Hell
time.
yeah. They
Nice.
like it?
And loved it and bought shirt. They want a
that's
shirt,
awesome.
and it's the one. It's like Squints with the glasses on. He's in black and
Yeah.
white, and then Wendy's in his shades, like in
Wendy
color.
Peppercorn. Wendy Peppercorn was
yeah.
unbelievable back in the day.
100%.
She's got it.
They thought that trick was amazing.
They went
thought
on
that was
to
hilarious.
build mini marts, right?
No, that was the brothers.
Oh, that was the brothers that did that?
yes.
They bought the drugstore. I think.
Oh,
where
that's
they all
right.
bought all the
That's right.
baseballs.
That's right. Sandlot's a great movie. That's a
fantastic.
That's a stop down in the middle of a Sunday. If there's nothing on, you can usually find it on some
Yeah.
type of movie channel.
I know Eddie was
Anyway,
a
sorry, Carrie.
No. I'm glad you brought that up. I know Eddie. He witnessed a lot of college stuff at 747 back in the day.
I did.
It does sound like a friend of the program came. I won't say a name. I don't want to out anybody. But it sounds like you could write a book about Baker and Logies back in the day.
Yeah, I think Baker was he was a 7 guy too, I think, because it was still around at that time. I know he went in there every Sunday and had brunch.
Logie's has brunch.
No, 7.
Oh,
He would go into 7 with his
I
parents.
didn't
on
know
home
seven.
games.
I didn't know sevens had brunch.
Yeah,
either.
dude.
7 was that kind of place, yeah.
It was a great brunch.
I think I only ever went to sevens after probably like 7 p.m. And even then, it was probably more like after 10 or 11 p.m.
Yeah, your age group's probably the ones that killed it.
I thought you were going to
I
say
hope
like
you can-
after
I
7
hope you
drinks.
can live with
is what
that.
I thought you were going for.
I didn't kill anything. I was there plenty.
Killed that and the Sky Bridge.
It's disgusting.
All right. So, I mean, really,
Thanks for coming out. We'll talk to you guys next week.
yeah, we're in the dead period officially. I mean, we're waiting on camps to start, which is, I love the dead period. It gets me time to, just come in the office and work on stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. George has got some stuff he's working on. It's going to be really cool. I don't want to spoil anything for you, George.
I did
but-
want to run. I'm writing a story right now for this week. I was going to run by some numbers. It got me thinking. I was listening back to the post game after the spring game, and Mateer was asked about transfer quarterbacks and how a lot of transfer quarterbacks have really successful second years at the school that they transferred to. Can you guys just see if you can come up with some of these names? Because I went ahead and did a bunch of research, but I'm wondering, can you guys think of some of the names that I was able to pull of guys that had a really good
Second run.
second year? Like, for example,
second year at the same school.
so for example, Dylan Gabriel.
Yes.
He had a much better second year at Oklahoma than he did his first year at Oklahoma.
How about the very first?
And I'm talking like last 5 years. I'm not going way back. I'm not going back to Baker or Kyler or anything like that.
Well, I mean, I guess would Michael Penix be one of those guys, or was he only at Washington for a year?
He was only there for 1 year.
Okay. Josh, you have any
think
guesses?
Jackson Dart would probably be in that list.
Jackson Dart is
Dart.
on the list.
Good one.
What
He
about?
he had a good jump too.
Durr, Sanders.
Shadur Sanders is on the
I
list.
don't know. I can't remember how the injuries worked out, but how about the guy that sparked the athletic head debate, Cameron Rising at Utah?
I didn't include him on this because he had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
So here, do you want me to just tell you some of the names?
And he technically transferred in like 2007, I think. So that was
The one name
with his
that
fancy career.
it was
2024.
the best one of all of them.
Actually,
Bo Nix. His second
Yeah.
year at Oregon
Yeah.
was
Really good call.
legit.
so that wasn't his last year.
Uh,
I thought he transferred to Oregon for 1 year.
no.
No,
No,
he
he
went
was there
back.
for two.
He went back to
He
school.
was there for 2. Okay.
He was there for 2. And there's several that only transferred. Like Carson Beck wouldn't be on this list. Fernando Mendoza wouldn't be on this list. How about Talon Green?
Cam Ward.
Cam Ward wouldn't be on
Arkansas?
this. Talon
Yeah.
Green, his second year at Arkansas, and then his third year at Arkansas was really good last year. But yeah, Jackson Dart's on there. Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers had a huge jump from year 1 at Texas to year 2.
That
at
should have
Did
been the
Sam
obvious.
Levitt
Yep.
come out in his second year at ASU?
His second year, he got hurt, so I
Okay.
didn't include him because he only played like half the season. Tanner Mordecai,
What
second year
about
at
Will
SMU.
Levis?
Will Levis, I didn't look at his. Here's the one bad one.
I don't know how big the jump was.
Here's the one bad one, and it's not terrible. He actually did improve his yardage. Peyton Thorne at Auburn. He
Yeah, you probably don't.
Just
wanna be
wasn't
in that-
good either
you,
year.
You don't want to be in that, demo.
he did throw 5 more touchdowns in year 2. But anyways,
If John Mateer's not better than Peyton Thorne, OU has bigger problems.
the point is, there's a lot of guys, a lot of examples in like literally recent memory that their second year at their respective school was much better than their first
And in
year.
good conferences, too.
Yes. Yeah. Like these are all Power 4 quarterbacks.
And of course, we know Dylan Gabriel because we made that comparison many times.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to look and see because we always bring up Dylan. I'm like, okay, what are some other
Examples. It's interesting. And I think that, it's probably a case-to-case basis, but I would imagine that a number of these guys, maybe you could eliminate somebody like a Bo Nix at Oregon. They went out and probably, I would imagine, got better players around him.
Yeah. Look at Gabriel again. We keep using that, but the roster was just so much better too in 2023 than it was in 2022, and a large part of that was the offensive line. The offensive line was pretty damn good in 2023.
Guys, the most obvious one we're missing. I can't even believe I didn't.
What
think
school?
Of it. LSU.
Oh, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, talk about a dude that took off from year 1 to year 2.
Yeah, I did like the last few years.
Sure,
but Burrow's a great
I think-
example.
I think Baker qualifies too, even though he's a walk-on transfer.
Yeah,
but,
certainly. He was better in year 2, and year 3 he was obviously spectacular.
No doubt. I think that, and it might just be easy to say now, but I do think that, whether it's seeing John at the Thunder game on Tuesday night or seeing him up on a stage at a Chainsmokers concert on campus, it does feel like he is very more comfortable than he was even a year ago. And I think that should kind of go hand in hand with him jumping as a player. I'm a believer in that. I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah, and I think we saw that, I keep going back to it, but like when we would talk to Dylan in year 2, post-practice, like the day we were out there and he just started talking about how he doesn't surf, but he goes out on a surfboard and he just hangs out in the water, and he couldn't have done that in year 1, like just been chill and hung out, just talk to the media. Like,
yeah,
I think the thing about John, and he talked about it in the spring, is like,
it has to be weird to come in and talk about like basically all the ins and outs of your public life or your failures on a football field with people that you truly don't really know to an extent.
Man, would you guys take this from Mateer next year? This was Dylan's stat line in 2023.
Yes.
3,600 yards, 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 69.3% completion.
I don't know who wouldn't.
Yeah.
OU will play for a national title if John Mateer puts numbers up like that.
Just as a point of reference, do you have his numbers from last year?
John's?
Yeah.
Yes. 2,885 yards.
So you're talking about give or take 800 more yards.
14 touchdowns, 16, so it would be 16 more touchdowns, and 11 interceptions, 62.2% completion percentage. And that's the one thing, the completion percentage on a lot of the guys that I just mentioned, I think every single one jumped significantly. I mean, Quinn Ewers went from 58.1 to 69% in his second year. Jackson Dart went from 62.4 to 65.6. Tanner Mordecai went down. Peyton Thorne went up 1%. Bo Nix went from 71.9% to 77.4%. That's 77.4%.
Didn't he almost
set
crazy.
the record that year?
I was going to say,
almost
Josh,
set the record. Like, he was real close.
He was a Heisman finalist.
I want to say that he did break the record for passing completion percentage in a season.
Bo Nix's,
Because it was Baker, right?
yes,
I think that's right.
that is
Eddie.
right. Bo Nix's stat line in his last year at Oregon is just crazy. 4,500 yards, 45 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, and 77.4% completion.
well, you know what's crazy is until Tim Tebow came along, like Josh, you remember this, underclassmen didn't win Heismans. I mean, and I'm not saying obviously Archie Griffin won it twice, but a lot of times Heisman were going to guys in their final year, and Tebow kind of broke that. And then you remember, this isn't transfer related, but Sam Bradford. He goes year 1, red shirts, starts as a redshirt freshman, wins a Heisman as a sophomore. Like, there is something about a player that is good having a full year of college football. And let's face it, John Mateer, I'm not going to let people forget that he had hand surgery, and that was a big part of why he struggled last year. But at the same time, he got that years of experience. And I do think it wasn't just the hand. I mean, obviously, him talking about his eyes and, obviously his mechanics and things like that. Like, he's learned a lot. And I do think that, I mean, I would bet pretty much any amount of money that he'll put up better numbers this year. I mean, it's just going to happen. By the way,
you would hope so, or we're not going to be very happy people around here.
No, it's not going to be good. I don't even want to think about. Anyway, I want to tell you guys about Harry's because until I started growing out my beard, I have Harry's stuff all over my house. I mean, I've known about them forever. They're one of these companies. They got their own world-class blade factory in Germany. They don't outsource stuff. They don't have a middleman. The same facility they've been using for perfect blade making for over 100 years. Look, they control everything. They control the entire process. You don't have to pay. You know this. If you bought Harry's, you don't have to pay $30 for refills when they give you better blades at a fraction of that. And now they've launched their most advanced razor ever. It's still cheaper than anything else there out on the market, especially the big name brands. And if you don't love your shave, Harry's will make it right. No questions asked. Risk-free trial means there's zero downside to giving it a shot. And guys, the deal that they have going now for the Harry's Plus trial set, I've been to the big box stores. They have these on the shelves. They're not this cheap. It's only $10 if you go to harrys.com/SoonerScoop. The set includes the all-new Harry's Plus razor, one refined 5-blade cartridge, a 2-ounce foaming shave gel, and a travel cover to protect your blades on the go. Just head to harrys.com/SoonerScoop and claim this offer after your purchase. Ask them where you heard about them. Please support our show. Tell them that we sent you. I know that you tell people that Eddie and George sent you. Just tell them SoonerScoop sent you from the podcast. Mention the Unofficial 40 if you want to. But, guys, I know you know this. I mean, Harry's isn't just blades. I mean, I use their texturizing stuff for my hair as it's gotten longer. I know, George, you used, I think, some of their deodorant and things like that.
Yeah, I've used their deodorant. Obviously, I've been using their razor and shaving cream forever. It's the cleanest shave I've ever had. But they also, I think they have like shampoo and body wash and all sorts of products now.
Yeah, so go check it out, harrys.com/SoonerScoop. Get that $10, man, for that Harry's Plus trial set. It's a great new blade. It's got a heavy handle. Even better if I've used the ones, always liked the ones they've had, but this one's even better. So go to harrys.com/SoonerScoop and get that great deal today on the Harry's Plus trial set. All right. By the way.
Go ahead.
I've been getting up really early. Eddie thought that I would be done with it by now. I'm still doing it. I don't know. I will tell you this. I do have one little secret, and Eddie knows about it, about getting up early.
Just staying up all night?
No. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, and especially during the Thunder season here, we're going to be staying up, got late start times, late tip times. And everybody likes to have a drink, maybe one or two, especially if you're going to be inside the Paycom Center coming up this postseason. Let us tell you about our good friends over at Cheers. Cheers Restore. After your last drink or before going to bed, you'll wake up feeling at least 50% better. All you got to do is take 2 of these pills here after your last drink, right before you go to bed. Everybody has a glass of water usually right before they go to bed. Just wash it down. Wash your 2 pills down here from Cheers Restore. For a limited time, our listeners are going to get 20% off their entire order by using the promo code SoonerScoop on 3. SoonerScoop on 3 at cheershealth.com. Cheershealth.com, promo code SoonerScoop, ON 3, and they will get you taken care of. Just head to cheershealth.com. Use the promo code SoonerScoop on 3 for 20% off. And after you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about us. Tell them it was us over at the Unofficial 40, SoonerScoop.com, that sent you to cheershealth.com.
All right, we have the SEC softball tournament going on right now. Sooners not in action until Thursday, but they've got the first 2-round byes, as all the top 4 teams do. But obviously, Sooners won the top seed after they was 2 out of 3 from A&M, and they had the one game that was the rain out that was kind of a weird thing.
They got screwed on that deal a little bit, I think.
And then they gave up 6 runs or something in the last 2 innings.
I mean, they would have won that game if they would have just finished it that night.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, if they face, you kind of want to see this team face a top quality pitcher, just to see what it's going to look like when they get into regional play and possibly World Series play. I mean,
it's crazy to think that regionals next week.
It's here, yeah. And I mean, can this team beat a Nigeria Kennedy with the pitching that they have?
Yeah, and yes, I think the answer is yes. I think they can. It certainly is going to depend on what kind of pitching they get in the circle, but I think this offense is good enough they compete.
I also think
I guess quite obviously with anybody in the country. Kendall Wells was unbelievable. She had an incredible regular season.
Yeah, and I would say, I mean, they have the bats obviously to win it all. I'm getting more and more confident that the pitching may not. I don't know if they have like just a shut down ace. I think they have enough damn good pitchers that can get them there.
You think like Patty has gotten to a point where she's gonna kind of like kill the rotation a little bit and just go with a couple probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe two,
because I think she's got 2 or 3 in the postseason. I think she's got 4 that you could walk out there in Audrey Lowry, Berzon, Gutrania, and even Alyssa Parker. She's up and down, but like you can tell she's got really good. She could be your closer. Come in a game that you've got a few run leads, but those first 3 we said, I think they trust them to go out there and pitch in any circumstance.
They pitched, and I don't know if it was a coincidence or not, but they did all seemingly pitch a lot better when Jen Rocha got back in the dugout. I think that certainly went a long way. And when you're talking about development for somebody like Berzon that wanted to come in and work with Jen Rocha, it seemed like it helped that she was around here. And obviously, her health was more important than anything. But just to get her back, I think it also gave them a little bit of a bump, just in terms of, overall feel for the team. Excited to see what this thing looks like, though, because you're right. They do start a little run here where you go into Lexington on Thursday, play the winner of Georgia and LSU, which that game is on Wednesday night. And then we'll see. They'll have to obviously play one of those teams in the quarterfinals, and then we'll work our way into the semifinals, where you should see a Tennessee, if they were to win today, against Texas. And that will be a really good game, I would imagine, in the 4-5. And then obviously the winner plays OU. So there was an upset on the other side of the bracket this morning. Auburn did hold on. So they beat number 6, I think it was number 6, Missouri, and then Auburn today. So Auburn beat Texas A&M today is what I mean. So Auburn, they've won now 2 games in Lexington at the SEC tournament. Congratulations to them.
It's going to be interesting because I mean it's going to with these top 4 teams, OU either has a chance to come out of this as a very hot team, or a team that everybody's questioning if they can make it back to Oklahoma City. So I know the fan base is probably more, I don't know what's the right word for it, demanding than ever, or just expectation-wise, they expect more than they ever have.
Yeah, the expectations is get to Oklahoma City, not just get there, but
to win it
be
all.
Competing in the championship series. I would imagine that's probably the bottom line for a team that's been ranked number 1 throughout most of the season.
But it's been a cool season because of Kendall Wells, and I mean just the home run chase and all that stuff, and to be a freshman, I mean it's just unique. It's hard to say that with Jocelyn Allo and everybody that's been through here going all the way back, that someone can come in and create a new storyline, but she actually has. It's been really fun to watch.
I want to know who taught her how to swing the bat. Like, who was the first person to be like, "This is how you swing"?
I'm sure
it's like
natural,
her parents, but I
mean, I've seen so many games and they talk about just the way that she balances, the way that she her stance and how it accounts for certain things, that she can do things that other hitters can't because of the way that she's kind of places her legs in the batter's box. It's really interesting, the approach that she has. So, all right, Eddie, baseball wise, where are we?
Not good. They played like dog shit over the weekend, losing 2-3 to Florida. Saturday was not so much of a disaster as just missed opportunities. Had bases loaded a couple times in the late innings. Cam Johnson had to leave the game in the first inning, and that was kind of like the sign of things to come. Why has he been so
up and down?
Huh?
Why has he been so up and down? Like
he's been really good over the last month. since he got back into the rotation, moving to Saturday.
But they had he had the. I'm thinking of they had him as a Friday starter. They moved him. This last game, I think wasn't there another game where he went like 3 innings in recent weeks or something and came out?
I don't know off the top of my head, to be honest with you. But he was pitching really well when he came out of the game, and he has an MCL injury.
Okay,
we'll see what.
So it was an injury thing. It wasn't a performance thing.
When he came out on Saturday, yeah.
Okay.
He came out. He threw one warm up pitch on Saturday and came out of the game. So it's basically just he was supposed to have an MRI on Monday. Haven't really heard what the plan is for him moving forward. But yeah, you might be talking about Vanderbilt. He was terrible. Got pulled after a third of an inning when he walked the bases loaded after they had the 4-0 lead. Came back and won that game on the Friday night out in Nashville. But he had been really good. He had been really good against Missouri. 5 1/3, 2 hits, no runs. 5 2/3, 3 hits, no runs against Auburn in a game that they won 2-1 in Auburn, and then obviously lost the rubber game. Big thing for them right now is they can't keep the ball in the yard. Florida hit 7 home runs on Sunday. The wind was blowing out, but it's just not good. And offensively, they're going through some dry spells, which, I don't know if it's a dry spell as much as it just kind of is what they are right now. So all in all, though, they're in the middle of it. They're probably going to need to win or sweep one of these next 2 series. They got Arkansas this weekend in Fayetteville and a 3-game series up in Oklahoma City at the Brick against Tennessee next weekend as they wrap up regular season play. You're probably going to have to go like 5-1 if you really, truly wanted to get back into conversation about hosting an NCAA regional in Norman. They're probably going to be headed out on the road. I know D1 Baseball this week had them as a 2 seed out in Los Angeles in USC's region. It just depends on where they get sent. I know Coastal Carolina's been mentioned. Maybe that's the one that D1 Baseball had this week because Coastal Carolina and Baseball America had them in USC's. But Kansas would be like one of those regions I think that you could go up and win. We'll see. It's going to be contingent upon if they can get kind of back on the same page offensively and defensively from a pitching standpoint, if that's going to be a reality. So we'll see what they can do in Arkansas this weekend. Obviously a tough team that's won 2 series coming into it, and they're all kind of like in the mix. That's kind of like where half of teams like 3 through 9 or 12 even in the SEC conference standings are all just kind of jumbled up together.
All right. And you said, 2 more weeks still left in the season?
Yeah. This weekend's the final. They had senior day on Sunday last week at Eldell, which was kind of crazy. Or I guess Kimray Family Stadium, which was kind of weird. But yeah, they go to Arkansas this week for a 3-game series, and then they host Tennessee in Oklahoma City next week.
Yeah.
Be kind of fun.
Be cool.
And that's a Thursday through Saturday next week too,
Okay.
with SEC tournament starting on Tuesday of that next week. So
Gotcha.
Lots of baseball, lots of diamond sports ahead.
All right, Josh, we have a recruiting report coming out with you and Parker, but what do we want to hit on here just quickly for people that might just be listening to the Unofficial 40 and you're going to get to the report later?
Yeah, just kind of in brief, I think it's pretty clear that Oklahoma has spent the last couple months going over a lot of quarterback tape. They've made 3 offers at the position in the last 2 days. So they've been very, very active. Couple of 2028 quarterbacks, Trey Tagliaferri and Brady Quinn. Got one. Tagliaferri's from Jersey. Brady Quinn's a Florida guy. Interestingly, Quinn has a relationship with Jaden Petit. I always mess that up.
Andy's son.
Yeah. So what was that?
Andy's son?
Andy's son. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that is, and he's already talking about coming up for a visit. He talked to Parker about that. I'm hoping to speak to Tagliaferri today or tomorrow so that, have a little bit more insight on that. And already made a 2029 quarterback offer, guys. That's nuts. I mean, I don't think I'd really have to think about it, but in all my time doing this, I don't think they've ever offered a quarterback that early on. Like, I can't remember one right off the top of my head.
Josh, I don't want to speak out of turn, but the Logan Lucero kid, that is and he's the 2029 offer from DFW area. Mm-hmm. We've heard that name, I feel like, for the last year and a half. Like, he is a big time prospect. And I will say too, like the 228 kids, Tagliaferro and Brady Quinn, both their huddle films, they can absolutely spin it.
Yeah, and again, like I don't want to spend too much time on it because I want people to come watch the report, but they are like there's common threads within all three of them, but they all are different in ways too. Like Tagliaferro has got a hose,
Unbelievable,
just an absolute cannon. So
when it comes across the huddle film to me, that he has an unbelievable cannon. Like I was going back and watching some of the throws that he made, which by the way, Bergen Catholic, awesome high school football just setting. Like in New Jersey, like you can just tell with the houses around the field and stuff. That's so badass.
Yeah, and again, like I think that's one of the fun things, even just watching huddle, like seeing how different it is in some places. Like they made an offer in Washington, a 2027 guy, Josh Christensen, and I was watching his tape, and I believe he was playing at the same stadium that I watched Heath Ozida play at a couple years ago when I went up there to watch him and Josiah Wagner play, and it's like Mount Rainier's in the background of that stadium. Like so, you just see cool stuff like that's just kind of wild sometimes. The other thing I would say is we're seeing some some new 2027 offers going out. Like the couple of corners have been offered. A receiver that I was actually watching right before we got started in the show, Eddie, and we were talking about how much I liked his tape. There is, again, Oklahoma's not going to sleep. Like there's plenty of work left to do in 27. They're going to have some options, and this is. Guys, we talked forever. Like, well, what's this front office staff? What do they bring? Why is it different than just having coaches recruit? Because they can be doing this all the time, always making new evaluations. Keep checking. They're having conversations with buddies, with college coaches they know, whoever it may be. Hey, you should check out this kid, or we liked this guy over here. Like they get to have more of those conversations, and the coaches can continue to focus on what 2026 is going to look like for the football team.
All right, good stuff. We will have, if there's anything big happens tonight at the Caravan, we'll definitely come back in and talk about it. But, obviously just keep following the website, keep checking us out on X, whether it's, any of the staff or whatever, and we'll try and provide any updates tonight as that happens. And, outside of that, again, you have something, George?
Just quick thoughts on college football playoff, 24 teams. That's what the coaches want.
Do they care what the coaches want, though?
I mean, I
thought they wanted 16.
No, they want 24. The AFCA came out and said that they want 24 teams, and they want to get rid of the conference championship weekend. And
that makes sense.
And finish the college football playoff by, I think, mid-January.
And they also want week 0. Is that right?
I think so.
And I think that's happening.
Yeah, that is happening.
That
week
seems
0
like it's
thing.
going through.
In 2027,
my initial reaction to the doing away with conference championship weekend, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
Like the only qualifier is that weekend has to be used to start the playoffs.
Well, and I think the idea
get
would
right back
be,
into the season.
What if you did, and maybe this is the format. I haven't read enough to know what format the coaches are wanting. But what if you did get rid of conference championship weekend, but instead make that like a play-in weekend?
Ooh,
so you've got, if you have the first two teams, the teams that finish first and second in each conference, they're in. But then the teams that finish third and fourth and fifth and sixth play in a play-in game. So you have 3 play 6, 4 play 5 in the SEC, Big 10, Big 12, whatever, and then and then you have 4 teams. I don't know. Then you get into
and
some teams
campus,
are getting in
on campus.
Yeah, but then you're getting into some teams like getting in that shouldn't, where you're taking 4 from each conference.
I mean, they're going to 24 anyway, so you might as well.
Yeah, maybe you could flip it and do the first 2 teams from each conference automatically get in, get a bye, and then you do like seeding and play like cross conference. So you play like the 3rd seed in the SEC would play maybe the 6th seed in the Big 12 or something. I
don't think there's ever been a time in college football where fan bases are more against conference championship games just because the potential for injury to a key player when your goal is clearly to go to the college football playoff and win a national championship.
The only problem with any of this, and again, is why I don't think it'll happen, is the conferences aren't going to sign up for getting rid of championship weekend. At least I don't think they will because of the money. Yeah. I mean, they're not going to
unless they work a deal where they're going to be
doing
making
play-in,
more.
Maybe they're doing a play-in tournament.
Maybe you end up making more if you have more teams playing on that weekend.
Yeah, I don't know.
The problem is, I mean, when you start getting into the fact that the college football playoff is its own entity, it's not the NCAA. Now they can go and negotiate with the playoff committee, or I don't know if it's a board or what you would call it, but negotiate like, okay, this payout happens this way, but that's a whole lot of red tape to kind of fight through.
I think this is just my dream world, how I would write it up, is you would play like 10 regular season games or 11 regular season games. Not every conference, Power 4 conference, plays 9 conference games.
So you have two non-conference games?
Say 2 non-conference, but they have to be against another Power 4 school. And so you
both
play
of them?
Both of them. And then you play, and maybe the
I don't
compromise,
like that if you're letting non-Power 4 teams in the playoff.
But you're not, in my dream scenario,
Okay.
you're not.
Okay.
So no
makes sense
G5.
then.
No G5. And then you have 16 teams that make the play-in or playoff. And maybe you do the first 8 get in, and then the second 8 you have to do a play-in to get in.
I think the way that it is now, and look, if you can find a way to have everyone play on their own campus the opening weekend,
It'd be awesome.
I'm for that. Like that to me makes it exciting.
Yeah.
And
We saw it firsthand last
That
year.
was
Like the home
unbelievable.
playoff game
Yeah.
is like the epitome and all the innocence that's been lost of college athletics to an extent with NIL. It all of a sudden like returned for that one day against Alabama.
it was like, I mean, it was a lot like college marrying professional football a little bit, like
Yeah, a little
professional
bit.
playoffs.
It was just a cool vibe.
But yeah, if you have to get rid of the conference championships to do that, do it.
Yes. Why shouldn't the first 2 rounds be on campus? That's the thing I don't
Agreed.
like. I get, like, you get to a certain point, like, okay, neutral to have it a little more, everybody's good at that point. Everybody's earned a chance to play.
I mean,
on a
we
level
know
field.
why though. It's because they've tied all these bowl games into it. That's the only reason they go
Why?
on that.
Like, what do the bowls do for college football?
'Cause you
That's
just
the part
pay
I don't
out automatic
Somebody's going to have to
payouts.
tell the Rose Bowl that they're not that important, and there's nobody
Yeah.
at the table right now that's willing to do that.
When we all know the bowl games are just a sham. I mean, they sell all those tickets to
Yes.
corporations. They force schools to buy a certain allotment. They force their schools to buy the tickets for the bands. It's like money laundering. I mean, it's like, yes, you get this big payout, but we also make all this money in order to pay you that money. It's crooked. It always has been. I mean, it goes back to what was the guy from Eddie? We met him, the guy from the Fiesta Bowl.
John Junker.
John Junker that
That was
got
using
caught
the Fiesta Bowl credit
taking
card
strip clubs,
at
yeah.
local strip clubs in Arizona. King.
By
Put
the
him
way,
in charge.
I like John Junker.
It's like
He
the
was a good
schools
dude.
have Stockholm syndrome. They just don't realize that they're being used. Like they can do much better on their own without the bowls.
But Josh, it's just like NIL. It's just like all this other stuff. It's like, these schools are just, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to run their schools as a business. It's like they're giving
just
up
the way it's
so
always
much
been done.
money just to hand it over to other people to do it because they don't know how to do it.
That's fair. There's stuff like this where I'm like, you guys, like, you just get stuck in these ideas. Like, it has to be this way. Why?
We have to move to, and I know it's not the best example. A lot of people don't like it, but we have to move to a Roger Goodell model with college football. We have to have a czar, as people have called it forever. You have to have someone that can deal with the Big Ten and the SEC battling each other for supremacy, that can step in and say, okay, just because this is good for you two doesn't mean it's good for the ACC and the Big 12. So they have to have a central voice and someone that can come out and say, we have to run this like a business.
Yeah. And for the love of all that's holy, it's not Nick Saban.
No.
How about the big guy,
Josie?
Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
I do not want him running college football. I'm sorry.
how is Josh Pate going to feel about Trump like kind of taking his role away? I mean, he's been campaigning to be the president of CFB for a long time.
Yeah,
and then he kind of gave him the platform to lose that role.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough money in college football for Donald Trump to be in charge of it. Not enough of a grift available.
Easy.
Oh no, people are gonna get mad.
We respect 47 on this podcast.
Anyway.
Oh, speaking of,
here we go.
This has nothing to do. If we were closing this down, though, I was going to say rest in peace to Crossroads.
Oh, yeah.
The OU Daily story
Yeah.
yesterday. Well, that's been gone for a while now. But the OU Daily ran the story yesterday that's official. They're putting in Panera Bread in where Crossroads was in the Union. And, let's just be careful because they take this away. The next thing that they're going to come after are the troughs inside the stadium. And before you know it, it's going to be anarchy. So,
here's the thing about Crossroads.
it wasn't good.
No, but
No, well, I say that. It was good. It was very available.
yes, it was available.
And that was the best part about it. They had some good
But
stuff.
I don't think the kids nowadays even realize like how good it was. Like how many kids, this is probably why it went out of business or whatever or left, is how many were they actually going to the Union to like
Probably.
at 2 a.m.
No, yeah, that's probably
like I don't
true.
and I don't even know if they were open that late anymore.
Yeah.
That was the whole
was
like
up-
I wasn't going to I mean, I guess I did a few times. I went and got lunch there, but it wasn't like top of my mind to go
Yeah.
to lunch. It was like it's open and we're on campus corner. Let's just walk
It was
over
hella
there.
convenient.
Yes, yeah.
It was, but I'm going to miss it. Everybody's going to miss it. Terrible decision to take it out. I'm probably, I say that. I hadn't eaten there in probably 20 years, but rest in peace to the great Crossroads.
I do like Panera, but
I do not understand Panera at all.
you don't like bagels?
I do like bagels, but Panera does crap to them that's unappealing to me.
But it does
It's
suck.
fine.
I
It's just
miss
like that's how you're going to replace an institution with a Panera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sucks. They opened the Bojangles up at Oklahoma City. I haven't been by yet, but supposedly the menu is different than one that would be presented to you in like North Carolina. Like,
Well, why would they do that?
there's
Isn't
some
that the
things
whole
that
point
they
of it?
don't, and I don't know if this is a thing that maybe they're just easing their way into it. And it was like the first night that somebody went.
It could be that they can't distribute certain types of foods that far.
Maybe, yeah, like
Because I think
like
that's always the
Brahms.
thing with In-N-Out. Like, they didn't move to Oklahoma because their distribution only reached so far.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get by there though and check it out. The only time that I've ever been to a Bojangles is with George. We went to one in
We
North
went
Carolina.
to one, and it was damn good, but it was in a gas station.
Yeah,
It was like one of those ones that was connected to a gas
yeah. It was
station.
that kind of broke my rule of eating in a gas station, but yeah,
It was bomb though.
it was good. Hadn't eaten all day.
I'm telling you, Eddie and I had some wonderful Subway sandwiches in gas stations going from Arizona to San Antonio.
That's
over
probably
years.
the last time that I ate at Subway. I truly think that.
I think about going there every once in a while just to see what it's like now.
Yeah, I think. Let me know.
Talking about Subway?
Yeah.
I'll hit it for a breakfast every once in a while. Like I don't
Breakfast?
mind the breakfast. Like it's
Never
kinda-
had
Like,
the
how
breakfast.
bad would a Subway meatball sandwich be now? Like, after all the
Oh.
meatball sandwiches I've had in
Yeah.
the world since.
If I would,
I used to guzzle those things.
Best
like,
meatball sandwich that I've ever had was in Omaha. It was really good.
interesting. I can't believe you go to breakfast at Subway.
Not often, but like I'll tell you, the George. If I have a morning practice in Lawton, America, that's
Yeah.
one of the few places I can get a breakfast I trust. So I'll
True.
go to Subway, and I can tell you exactly the ones. So
I'm just glad I'm
it
not
is,
under the microscope about where I eat right now. It's Josh.
Well, we know that you eat at some nasty places.
You make some awful choices.
That's not fair.
It's been well cataloged.
I'm fine with you saying that I like poor people food. That's fine. I'll wear that badge.
Like again,
I'm not giving up
talking
on
about a
Burger
situation
King.
that I can't control. Like you'll be in Dallas and pick bad Mexican food. There's great Mexican food all over the place.
There's nothing bad about what's my place now?
Taco Tico?
I mean,
No.
look,
You don't want to know what this man
We're
does.
not
with
getting
Taco
into this.
Tico.
We're not getting into this.
You don't want.
Oh,
to
you're talking about the place down in Dallas, the Mexican place.
Yeah.
El Phoenix.
No,
That's the
no.
You do
El
love El
Phoenix
Phoenix.
is. I did love El Phoenix, but it's been replaced by. We've argued about it on the board. Maybe go old man.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I still thought you were an El Phoenix guy.
El Tiempo?
No, El Tiempo is. It's
I'll accept no El Tiempo.
that's high.
slander.
Yeah,
It's goated. Yeah, I don't know.
not Uncle Julio's. I mean, I'm not
Chewy's?
Not Chewy's. No, Chewy's. No, not.
Well,
Chewy's.
I'm just throwing places out.
Not Cantina Laredo. What's the name of the damn place?
I honestly don't remember, Kerry. If we've talked about it, then I certainly apologize. I still thought you were a hardcore El Phoenix guy.
I'll still F with some El Phoenix.
I mean, dude, we all got our guilty. Like, again, I come to Oklahoma City and I have to
Casino
have a Johnny's.
Domino?
Like, I have to.
Casino Domino, yeah.
Casino Domino's good.
I grew up on Casino Domino.
I love some. I mean, their ground beef is fantastic.
I still miss the Nino's on Northwest Expressway, man. I used to spend like every birthday there as a kid.
Raise the
Love
flag up.
100%.
Yeah, you got to realize I grew up going to Six Flags, then going to Ponchos and just dominating that place. And plus, the first Mexican I was ever introduced was Casa Bonita in Tulsa. So
You know where's some good Mexican food in OKC? Azteca.
Azteca. Is that the place downtown?
No, it's over across from the Sam's Club on May.
Oh, yeah. You told me about that.
Dude,
yeah.
it's bomb.
And by the way, Eddie can't talk shit on me. I got him a wonderful Mexican lunch the other day.
Yeah, it was good.
I know taco trucks. I'll tell you that. I may pick shitty restaurants, but I know the taco trucks.
And that's a skill. There are some people like to think like, oh, a taco truck, it's good. No. It doesn't always work like that.
And George is a big fan of the birria taco.
I am.
It's kind of hard to mess those up if you get the right consomme.
There is a taco truck over by the Brahms on Penn and 39th that is they have the best quesadilla taco I've ever had.
What were you doing
But
over there?
my last
What were you doing
I knew
over
you were
there,
gonna say that.
What were you doing over there, George? It's
My
over by
last-
the neighborhood.
It is.
my
But
last comment
let me
on
tell
this
you, it's
is like
bomb.
you can't make it out like I don't understand that like Frida is better than like El Phoenix. I understand that kind of stuff. All right.
Frida's
You
bomb.
got
I
a
went there
guilty
before the
pleasure.
Thunder
It's
game
all right.
the other night.
And
So
Josh
good.
knows my love for El Tiempo. I mean, I recognize great Mexican food. I have
El
that
Tiempo
ability.
is greatness.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's just like hamburgers, pizza, Mexican food. It's kind of hard to screw it up. And you
I
can
don't
eat a
think that
lot
that's
of
a bad
different
take.
variations of it.
I don't think that's a bad take.
I don't know. I've had some bad Mexican food before.
You can, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Cholinos fan.
I like Cholinos.
But I know people that love Cholinos.
Cholinos is my taco tico, though. I grew up on it.
Yeah. And see, like
like queso.
I thought for the longest
Oh, yeah.
time Taco Mayo was just a money laundering operation, but they actually have some good stuff on that menu.
You know, Taco Mayo was the first place, not first place, but the stadium used to have a great Taco Mayo.
Yeah.
It was an
Lloyd Noble had a
and
Taco Mayo
I would
forever.
My
never
wife
eat it
loves Taco
outside
Mayo.
of. I would
Aaron
never
loves
eat it
the
outside of like an
Mexicali
OU
burrito is a revelation.
situation.
And their chips and queso is hard to beat.
Who?
It's really good. Taco Mayo.
I don't know if I've ever had it.
It's good. You need to get it.
I like Qdoba's chips and queso. At least I used to when I was in college. I can't say I've been to Qdoba in a while.
Now, chips and queso is that's another element of I don't really give a shit. It's cheese and chips.
Yeah.
For the most part, you're gonna find it pretty
There's
damn
some
tasty.
like Chipotle's chips and quesos like notoriously bad. It's like
Never had it.
Yeah.
Never got
and
into
they've
it.
tried different kinds. They tried the white there for a while.
Yeah, it's just not good.
Fuzzy's has good queso.
Yeah, now they've got all different kinds.
Yeah. They got the queso for the queso Wallace.
That is like you'll go to places that have 12 different salsas and they only have one queso. I'm like, why can't we mix this up a little bit?
Now, Casino Domino, they've got great queso. El Phoenix, I don't think I've ever had queso at El Phoenix. It's not a queso place.
I've never eaten at El Phoenix.
I've dragged you to El Phoenix. You're a liar.
Is that right?
We've had El Phoenix in Dallas when I met you to get you a camera.
That's right. That is right.
I'm not saying you left happy, but you ate there. Of course, you'd been in Houston for a while. Because
I think so. It does.
You've
mess with
taken
you
me
living down
to
here.
3 different, I want to say, Mexican restaurants in Houston, maybe 4, and they've all been fine. They've all been good.
Yeah.
What was the place that we went that had the mariachi band and stuff like the first time? Maybe the first time that I met Tiff. It was like a neon colored in San Antonio. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was in San Antonio. That's right.
Yeah. We went there like 2 months ago. Oh my God. And I forget the name. Like, we literally do this every time we go because we love to go there. We forget the name every time.
That place was pretty
It's out
good.
like just west of the city.
Yes. Yes. That place was pretty good.
The margaritas are fantastic.
Yes.
That is my favorite part about going there.
Yes.
Margaritas are
And
great.
I will say this, George and I had one of the best Mexican meals of all time.
We
With
always
the
bring
most
this up.
curmudgeon-y Eddie possible
On Christmas.
on Christmas.
Oh, yeah, in the worst town in America. San Antonio.
Christmas
not true at all.
2023. Never forget.
I love
And that place,
I love
that place
restaurant.
was okay.
You're crazy.
That place was okay.
It was pretty good.
fantastic.
It was pretty good.
That's our Mexican.
Fagata.
La Fagata. That's it.
Oh, yeah. I was there.
That's it, yeah.
At
You
the
were there.
queso fundito.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's
yep.
exactly what it was.
I remember
That place
there
was pretty good.
Pictures of that
Yeah.
desperate housewife lady everywhere that was married to Tony Parker.
Oh, Eva Longoria.
Yeah, Eva
Yeah.
Longoria. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Next week, we'll go to a different country and talk about their food. All right,
I am going to Portugal in 2 weeks.
Oh, well, we'll talk about Portugal.
wow.
And then when
I'll zoom in from Portugal.
and he'll like this. But the week that George is gone, we'll dive into Israel.
And the Strait of Hormuz. All right.
That's in Iran.
For now.
For now. Yeah. You don't know. All right.
Once again, we do support 47 on this show.
All right. That's going to do it. We'll be back again next week.
Come say hi at the Caravan.
Yeah.
I guess this won't be out by the time you're listening, but if
Well, we're sending
You're-
Eddie to Tulsa. He doesn't know it yet, so say hi to him tomorrow night.
me,
Yeah.
oh Thunder, they got a game. I'm pretty wrapped up, pretty busy.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. We will be back again next week for another edition of the Unofficial 40 podcast right here on SoonerScoop.com.